the Ankara summit represents another turning point in NATO's historical evolution. It is the place where the alliance must ask itself a harder and more urgent question. What does collective defense actually require in a world where threats no longer come from one direction, in one form, or through one instrument? Distinguished guests, the war in Ukraine has exposed the changing character of warfare and the fragilities of Europe's security and defense architecture. The war between US, Israel, and Iran have also reminded us that energy flows and maritime routes directly shape Euro-Atlantic security. Instability in the Middle East doesn't remain regional. It produces wider security risks. In line with NATO's 363 approach to security, the alliance can no longer treat its eastern and southern flanks as separate files. The Strait of Hormuz, Gulf, Syria, Iraq, the Eastern Mediterranean, North Africa, and the Sahel are part of the same security equation. This means we need to rethink security itself, how it is defended from the top down and how it is built from the bottom up. For that, we need coherent policy instruments and a shared understanding of how military and non-military tools can work together. This is where burden sharing becomes essential. Defense spending is a valuable political commitment, but spending alone is not enough. What truly matters is building a multi-layered defense strategy that addresses threats such as AI-generated manipulation, cyber attacks, disinformation, and the erosion of public trust, while also investing in real military capacity. Turkey's role in the alliance reflects exactly this understanding, which is, I believe, what NATO 3.0 stands for. Distinguished guests, Turkey has been a committed NATO member since 1952. Since then, we have contributed to the alliance's collective defense, deterrence, and command structure. Next year, as we prepare to mark the 75th anniversary of our NATO membership, Turkey's role should be understood through its strategic autonomy, operational experience, and unique contribution to Euro-Atlantic security. Turkey fields NATO's second largest military. From Afghanistan to Kosovo, from Bosnia to Iraq, Turkey has contributed to this crisis management, peace support, training, and post-conflict reconstruction. Its participation in NATO's largest exercise, Steadfast Start 2026, with around 2,000 personnel and nationally produced equipment, show that Turkey's capabilities are mobile, interoperable, and relevant far beyond its immediate geography. Turkey has maintained open channels with both Ukraine and Russia. It's also among the few countries able to engage with both Iran and the United States at the same time. As you all know, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan maintains good and sincere relations with the leaders of these countries simultaneously. This is a major diplomatic opportunity. Turkey is often described as a bridge between East and West. Yet, in many of the crises we face today, Turkey is between West and West through its diplomatic reach and its capacity to contribute to the de-escalation. Honorable guests, dear representatives of the allied nations, over the past 2 decades, under the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey has built a national defense architecture ecosystem. In his recent visit, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has described this system as a defense industrial revolution. Turkey today offers NATO a combination of combat-tested systems, air defense, AI-enabled capabilities, together with engineering capacity and scalable production. The figures are telling. Turkey has raised its defense spending above the 2% threshold. Its defense budget rose from $13 billion in 2021 to an esteemed $33 billion in 2025. Its defense and aerospace exports have passed the $10 billion level, while the domestic production rate in the defense industry has reached 82%. But the deeper point is not only numerical. The real value lies in what may be called four-dimensional depth in defense industry: quality, quantity, combat-proven performance, and sustainability. High-quality systems alone are not enough if they cannot be produced at scale. Recent wars have taught us that even powerful armies can face strategic paralysis if they lack continuous and resilient production. Turkey's defense industry has become a national asset with direct value for allied collective deterrence. Esteemed members of NATO and security policy community, today attacks do not target only military installations. Public opinion, communication networks, financial systems, and social psychology can all be targeted. Cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, AI-enabled manipulation are no longer exceptional events. They are now part of the normal operating environment of strategic competition. This is why deterrence must be paired with total resilience. Public opinion must be protected against systematic manipulation. Turkey has direct experience in this field. Disinformation, cyber threats, the instrumentalization of migration and terrorism are not theoretical risks for us. We have faced them, and we have built institutional capacity against them. Through verification mechanisms, strategic communication, and public diplomacy, Turkey treats information integrity as a core element of national and collective security. These topics, such as cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and the critical infrastructure protection, must not remain secondary topics for NATO now. They must be integrated into the alliance defense doctrine. Distinguished participants, dear colleagues and friends, the future of NATO will be shaped in intellectual platforms like this one, where strategic ideas are tested, refined, and turned into policy. The Allies in Ankara program is therefore not a side conversation. It reflects the complexity of the new security agenda. With these thoughts, I hope the Ankara summit will help to narrow the gap between the what NATO declares and what it can deliver. I believe our discussions in Ankara will be both productive and forward-looking. I thank the Munich Security Conference, SETA, and all our distinguished participants for their contributions. And I wish the program every success. Please accept my sincere regards to you all. Now, I'd like to invite His Excellency, Minister of National Defense of the Republic of Turkey, Yaşar Güler, for his remarks. Minister Güler, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, distinguished representative of the SETA Foundation,